Demons! Give them hell!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's ceremony. I am Staff Sergeant Jordan Wade, and I'll be your narrator. Today, we pay tribute to the 728th Battle Management Control Squadron Operations Superintendent, Master Sergeant Christian Stewie Garrity, on the occasion of his retirement from active duty in the United States Air Force. We are honored today to have Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Sullivan as our presiding officer. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, the posting of the colors by the Veterans High School Color Guard, our national anthem by Miss Danny Vandersea, and invocation given by Chaplain Wallace.
Carry, colors. Forward, march. Colors. Halt. Present. Colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly trained, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Right shoulder. Arms. Colors turn. March.
I invite you to pray with me. Almighty God, we gather here today with hearts full of gratitude as we honor a dedicated airman in an honorable manner. Today we recognize Master Sergeant Christian Garrity and his many years of faithful service in the United States Air Force. We ask your blessing on him and thank you for the wisdom, the leadership, and the mentorship he has poured into countless airmen throughout his career. We also ask a special blessing over his family. We thank you for their steadfast support, their quiet sacrifices, and the love which sustained him through every trial. As Master Sergeant Garrity closes this honorable chapter and embarks on his next adventure, we ask you to guide his path. May he always carry a deep sense of pride in the uniform that he wore and the lives he has changed. Bless our leadership, our distinguished guests, and all who have gathered to celebrate today. May we all depart inspired to serve our nation with the same honor and humility. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Veterans High School Color Guard, Miss Danny Vandersee and Chaplain Willis. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. On behalf of our presiding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Sullivan, welcome. We honor Master Sergeant Christian Garrity on his retirement from the United States Air Force and to celebrate the culmination of his distinguished 20-year career. Through these 20 years, Master Sergeant Garrity and our nation experienced multiple wars and conflicts, including Operations Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, Inherent Resolve, Atlas Guardian, and Epic Fury. While combating terrorism around the globe, he has been a dedicated member of the armed forces, and his achievements will now earn him the distinguished title of Retired Veteran. As we celebrate his career, we would like to take a moment to welcome our special guest. Please hold all applause until the end. First, Master Sergeant Garrity's family. Wife, Lena Jo Garrity. Daughter, Serenity. Sons, Jackie and Levi. Mother, Tanya. Mother-in-law, Kathy Smitha. Brother, Nicholas Garrity. Sister, Detective Ashley Farley. Grandmother, Joyce Garrity. Aunts, Charlene Sampson, her husband Don and Peggy Levant, and her husband Marlene. Godfather, Kerry Moore, and his daughter, Sarah. Furthermore, we'd like to recognize the Deputy Commander of the 461st Operations Group, Lieutenant Colonel Jacob Msesnik, and the 728 Battle Management Control Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Alex Wallace. Lastly, we would like to welcome all commanders, chiefs, senior enlisted leaders, first sergeants, the men and women of the 728th Battle Management Control Squadron, and Master Sergeant Garrity's extended Air Force family and friends that are in attendance today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Sullivan.
Gotta put my eyes on. Wow. I've been to a lot of these. This is the first one I've had the pleasure of presiding over, and all I can say is, wow, this is amazing. Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, family, friends, members of the unit, welcome, and thank you for being here today. I'd like to start by extending a special thank you to the Veterans High School Color Guard for posting the colors. And then to Danny and Chaplain Mullis, even though they both left, I wanted to thank them for setting the tone for today's ceremony. Also want to extend my sincere thanks to our squadron commander, Lieutenant Colonel Wallace, for his leadership and support in making today's celebration possible. And a very special thank you goes out to Technical Sergeant Poyer. These ceremonies do not happen by themselves. Tech Sergeant Poyer has been the one setting this entire event up, running everything behind the scenes, and making today happen. Thank you for your incredibly hard work. We are gathered here to celebrate the incredible 20-year career and retirement of Master Sergeant Christian Garrity. For those of you who read the official program, you know we're here to celebrate Master Sergeant Garrity, the Operations Superintendent. But for those of us in the unit, we're here to celebrate Stewie. Stewie, before I go any further, I want to say a sincere thank you for giving me the honor and privilege to be a part of your ceremony today. I am truly honored and humbled, and I consider standing here to preside over this milestone to be one of the highlights of my own career. Stewie and I have only worked together for the last year, but we hit it off from day one. He's from Kentucky, I'm from Ohio, and because of that similar upbringing, we just naturally operated on the exact same page. In our business, you don't always get the luxury of time to build trust, but with Stewie, I never needed it. We were so in sync that half the time, I didn't even need to give him a directive. There were countless times I'd walk into his office to ask him about a task or a new priority of mine, and he'd flash this wry smile and say, "Already on it, boss." Then he'd shake his head and follow it up with, "I swear it's like you have a bug in my office or something." But he didn't need a bug. He just knew the mission, and he knew it needed to be done before anyone else did. He immediately became my operations wingman. He took me under his wing and helped me understand the ground tactical control role in a way that I never had before. He translated the chaos into a language I could understand, and the knowledge that he passed on to me is invaluable and is something that I will carry with me for the rest of my career. When you look at Stewie's career, you're looking at 2 decades of tactical excellence and joint service impact. As a young airman, he was already making waves, processing over 32,000 air tasking order changes in support of Operations Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, and the global war on terrorism. But his impact truly shined when the stakes were at the absolute highest. During his deployment to Kabul, Afghanistan, he essentially ran the airspace. He successfully deconflicted 9,500 civilian flights from active combat operations. He cleared the skies for 600 troops in contact, ensuring our ground forces had the air support that they needed. And he guaranteed the safe transit of the President of Afghanistan and the Secretary of the Air Force through an active war zone. Or take New Year's Eve a few years ago. While most of the world was celebrating, Stewie was responding to a 2-hour emergency recall. He led the immediate response force activation of the 82nd Airborne Division, mobilizing 33 airmen and $11 million in combat assets to get the forces into theater in under 48 hours to deter adversary aggression. As he transitioned into senior leadership roles, his influence only grew even more. During Operation Atlas Guardian in Romania, he led the deployment of the first tactical control and reporting center to deter Russian aggression, overseeing over 2,500 hours of command and control. Here at home, he was the ultimate go-to leader. Whether he was stepping up to fill the E9 superintendent gap or untangling the squadron's travel system so that 266 members could finally get paid, Stewie didn't just do the mission, he took care of the people doing the mission. And taking care of the unit also meant fiercely upholding its standards. If you've spent more than 5 minutes with Stewie, you would know his absolute passion for dress and appearance. He was our gatekeeper. He didn't care who you were or what rank you wore. If something was out of regs, he was going to fix it. He kept everyone in check, and I mean everyone. I can't tell you how many times, as his own supervisor, he made sure my uniform was perfectly squared. He held the line because he respects the uniform, and he wanted to make sure all of us represented it with the same pride that he does. Stewie has been an incredible wingman to me and to the Air Force, but his ultimate wingman has always been his family. Lana, they say the military spouse is the silent anchor of our force, but there is nothing silent about the strength it takes to keep a household running through short notice deployments, 2-hour New Year's Eve recalls, PCS moves across the globe. You didn't just support Christian, you sustained him. While he was managing millions of dollars in tactical assets, you were managing his home front, the most critical command of all. And to Serenity, Jackie, and Levi, every time your dad put on that uniform, he did it to build a safer world for you. While he was busy safeguarding global airspace, you were his guiding light back home. On behalf of the United States Air Force, thank you for sharing your husband and your dad with us for 2 decades. Today, Stewie takes off the uniform for the last time. He returns to his most important and permanent duty title, full-time husband and father. To say you will be missed by the 728th BMCS would be an understatement. On behalf of all the demons, thank you for the legacy you're leaving behind. You forged a culture of tactical excellence, mentorship, and an uncompromising standards that we will carry forward. As you move on to the next chapter, we promise to keep holding the line. We promise to give him hell. Stewie, 20 years of flawless service, 20 years of leaving units better than you found them. Thank you for holding the line, for your leadership, your mentorship, and your friendship. Stewie, copy Winchester and Bingo, approved RTB. Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Sullivan. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the reading of the Meritorious Service Medal.
Publish the order.
Attention orders. Master Sergeant Christian Garrity distinguished himself by meritorious service as Operations Superintendent, 728th Battle Management Control Squadron, 461st Operations Group, 461st Air Control Wing, Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, for 1 June 2024 to 28 February 2027. Sergeant Garrity guided 287 total force airmen across 7 career fields in the fastest growing battle management unit, filling a 24-month senior master sergeant vacancy. Additionally, his mentorship ensured 180 personnel were trained and equipped for Central Command's largest combat operations in years, executing Operation Midnight Hammer and Epic Fury. Moreover, Sergeant Garrity standardized 7 sections and published the first ever squadron operating procedure to drive flawless control of 3 red flag exercises and Task Force 250 execution. Furthermore, he mentored 4 shop chiefs to initiate the unit's Combat Mission Ready program to fulfill 128 members' Force Generation certification to support 5 major commands. Finally, Sergeant Garrity's leadership led his personnel earning recognition on 36 awards at the group, wing, major command, and headquarters Air Force level. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Master Sergeant Garrity culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the Air Force. Lieutenant Colonel Sullivan will now officially retire Master Sergeant Garrity.
Publish the order.
Attention orders. Department of the Air Force, Special Order Number AC-005285, Christian Neil Garrity, dated 16 March 2026. You are relieved from active duty. 728th Battle Management Control Squadron, Robins Air Force Base, Georgia. Retired effective 1 March 2027 in the grade of Master Sergeant. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Master Sergeant Christian Neil Garrity, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of March 2027. Signed, General Kenneth S. Wilsbach, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force. Master Sergeant Garrity received a Certificate of Appreciation for service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America from the President of the United States. It reads, I extend my personal gratitude and sincere appreciation of our grateful nation to you for your contribution and honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of the military service. I trust that in the coming years you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you have served. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration for your commitment, your dedication and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of the American freedoms. My best wishes for you, happiness and success in the future. Signed, Donald J. Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Master Sergeant Garrity has also received a letter of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. It reads, I am proud to join your friends and family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. The achievements and contributions you have made throughout your career are indicative of the core values of our great service. Your retirement is well deserved, but your selfless contributions will be sorely missed. On behalf of all airmen, thank you for your faithful and devoted service to our nation. As this chapter in your life closes and a new one begins, I hope the years ahead are filled with more great memories and continued success. Signed, David R. Wolf, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. like to invite his wife, Lena, on stage to pin on the Air Force retired lapel pin as a symbol of her husband's faithful and devoted service. Mrs. Stewie, please stay on stage. As Master Sergeant Garrity's spouse, you have supported Master Sergeant Garrity through 5 PCSs across 3 countries, 7 deployments, and over 1,600 days of him being away serving his country. We would like to recognize you for your support and sacrifice as his wife. He would like to present you with a Military Spouse Medal. The Military Spouse Medal reads, the spouse does not wear a uniform, yet they serve their country. They do not acquire nor wear ribbons showing where they have been, yet they go. They did not ask for the duty they perform, yet unwaveringly serve to the best of their ability. They serve, yet are not honored with trinkets or pieces of cloth showing their service. This medal is gratefully given to those who do not ask, those that stay in the home front so their spouse can serve, for they also proudly serve their country. Mrs. Garrity received a letter of appreciation from the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. It reads, in grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents a certificate of recognition to Lena Jo Garrity for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Signed, General Kenneth S. Wilsbach. Mrs. Garrity also received a letter of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. On behalf of all Air Force airmen and their families, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force presents a certificate of appreciation to Lena J. Garrity. I join your spouse, family, and friends in thanking you for the numerous contributions and sacrifices you made in support of the United States Air Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. Signed, Chief Master Sergeant David R. Wolf. Thank you, Mrs. Garrity. Master Sergeant Garrity and his wife will now present medals for the family that deserve special recognition. First is the Military Parent Medal. Sergeant Garrity would like to present the Military Parent Medal to his late father, Arthur Neal Garrity. I would like to invite his grandmother, Joyce Garrity, to accept the medal on her son's behalf. Apologies. It reads, the sacrifice that the parent of a military member renders is beyond compare. As a parent, they willingly offer their blessing when their children are compelled to serve their country. If it were not for their military parent, through their child service, America would not enjoy all the freedoms that exist today. The Military Parent Medal is my way of saying, you were there, you were then, you are now, and you are one of the most important parts of my life. It was your understanding, your love, and your assurance that enabled me to know what I was accomplishing was important. Thank you, Mrs. Garrity. I would like to invite Master Sergeant Garrity's children to the stage. Sergeant Garrity and his wife will present the Military Child Medal to his daughter Serenity and his son Jackie. It reads, "Throughout the years you have made sacrifices and you served your country as much as I have. In your loving way, you quietly shouldered the heavy burden that you were asked to carry. You were then, as now, one of the most important parts of my life. And it was your love that enabled you to assure me that what I was doing was important. You had to say goodbye to friends when we moved throughout the years, and you had to change schools. Your resilience and self-confidence throughout those frequent moves gave me strength. I am proud of you, for it was your love and support that sustained me in those difficult times. There was no way, in my mind, that I could have been more success in the military without having your support. Your understanding, and most importantly, your unquestionable love. Thank you for being there." Lastly, but not least, Levi. Although he shared only a few of the moments that define life as a military child, he now gets what every child looks for: more time with Dad. Master Sergeant Garrity's Air Force journey may be complete, but this little hero will usher in a new chapter, one Lego brick at a time. Thank you, Mrs. Garrity, Serenity, Jackie, and Levi. You may be seated. On behalf of the men and women of the 728 Battle Management Control Squadron, we would like to present the litho, which can be viewed at the back of the display table. The litho is a customary squadron gift and is our way of saying thank you for your service and enriching our lives and our work day in and day out. At the request of Master Sergeant Garrity, Senior Airman Almiron and Senior Airman Jones will now perform the flag folding ceremony. The flag being folded was flown in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom on a B-1 Lancer in October of 2007, while Sergeant Garrity was deployed supporting the global war on terrorism. For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States were to be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the design of the flag evolved into the flag presented for you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardness and valor, white signifies purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans, both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies in constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe, and on the thin flash of our aircraft in harm's way every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every American who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on the United States Air Force, nor on the flag that we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans have been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag. We express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we, as Americans, enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all that may live. After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington, and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, preserving for us the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we enjoy today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct privilege to introduce to you Master Sergeant Christian Neil Garrity, United States Air Force, retired. The floor is yours. You can call the newspapers, I'm at a loss of words. 20 years, it's been a long road. I'll try to make this short and concise since everybody knows I'm a person of few words. Okay, that's not true, but I'll try to stick to the speech that I've written. First, I'd like to thank everyone that made the ceremony special to me and my family. Thank you to Chaplain and Danny. I know that they've already left. Veterans Honor Guard. I know they also left for the national anthem and the invocation, along with presenting the colors. For the demons who volunteered or were voluntold, thank you for your professional work and dedication you put to make this experience as I close out my career. Specifically, I'd recognize the following individuals: Aaron Jones, on the road, Cox, Diaz, Laird, Rivas, Staff Sergeant Paget, and my narrator, Staff Sergeant Wade. All of this would not have been possible without you. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. To my Projo, Technical Sergeant Poyer. And I'm going to go a little off script here. When Senior Allen said to find a Projo that's going to keep me in line, I achieved that goal. Because your tireless work and your dedication to ensuring that you keep me on pace led to the most memorable event in my career. You were the perfect person to keep me in line, and all of this is because of your dedication to making sure that this happened. So thank you. As I reach the end, the light at the end of the tunnel, hoping it's not a train because that would be service related, I look back at why I joined. Remember being in Miss Anderson's class back in Shelbyville, Kentucky. We were discussing American history. Then the room went quiet as one of the faculty members wheeled in a TV. And for the young kids in the room, that's what we used to have to do. They wheeled in the TV and turned on the news. Every channel, broadcasting an emergency newscast. September 11, 2001,
The TV turned on, and about 30 seconds later, before they even explained it to us in the school, we watched the first airliner go into the tower. Then minutes later, a second one. The news reports came in and said that the Pentagon had been hit. I was sitting in American history class watching American history unfold. Over the next 4 years, I completed my high school career, watching my friends and family go off where they needed to serve. And I know I was called to join them. So on July 25th, 2006, I did. And to this day, I believe it was the best decision I ever made. My knees would disagree, though. 20 years later, I look over my career and all of the work that I've been a part of, the brothers and sisters I served with, the friends, the non-related family members that I lost, my actual family members that passed, and the impact my team and squadrons have on the world stage today. It is truly awe-inspiring knowing that my small contributions led to such a large impact. But this wasn't solely done on the work of Airman Garrity, but my work was achievable through mentorship, coaching, leadership of incredible people. I have so many people to thank, and I apologize if I don't recognize you directly, but know that you are in my heart, and I really wish that if I had enough time, I would say your name. But I wanted to highlight a few specific individuals today. To my mentors who saw something in me that I didn't even see myself. Perp, Boots Thornton, Bill Candros, Phelps Carroll, Pug Stevenson, Malt, Hodor Jordan, Jay Rich, Major Select Dirk Scholl. I am thankful you took the time to mentor what probably looked like a lost cause. And with all of that and the individuals that I listed, I have to say the next two phrases. Thanks be to Clubhouse, and thanks be to Ben Barnyard. To my E4 Mafia brothers, the statute of limitations has finally expired, and we can finally talk about all the things we got away with. We were so lucky as senior airmen, and trust me, I checked, we can't get in trouble now. So to my brothers and sisters that helped me go through the hardest of times, commit the most daring of shenanigans, I say I really truly miss you. Chef, Cash Smitty, Curly Pike Suit, Lauren and Carl Signs, and Plax, who's off in DC getting a whole boatload of money. Thank you. I will truly treasure our time together, and thankfully that we never got caught. Once a Cobra, always a Cobra. Demons, our squadron is truly remarkable. We are the largest ground battle space management squadron in the world. We have the largest proponent of C2 operators in any C2 operations squadron around the globe. We are also the sole provider of Air Force command and control to Central Command, successfully executing in the past 2 years Operations Midnight Hammer and the continuing operations of Epic Fury. That is done on the backs of demons. From the youngest airman to the commander, I have been proud to be a demon. I am proud to finish my career walking out of the halls of the 728th BMCS. I wanted to take a moment to highlight the command team that works tirelessly to answer the Commander-in-Chief's call to action, while putting enormous effort into caring for every member of our operation. To my partners in crime, the Assistant Directors of Operation, even though that they don't understand what the uniform of the day is because they have to catch a flight. Prime, Golden, Pylon, Ward, Lieutenant Colonel Aldrich, Lieutenant Colonel Willis. Many demons will never know the behind-the-scenes work and diligence you put in for them, but I would like to take a moment and tell you what you do behind the curtain matters. It matters to every airman, every NCO, senior NCO, and commissioned officer. I am proud to have worked alongside of you with your passion through all the last-minute taskers and watched the great care taken so that way we can watch our demons execute. By the way, Pylon, Colonel Sullivan, ACC just sent an email. It's due 2 hours ago. Lieutenant Colonel Wallace, Chief Walks, First Sergeant, some days it's hard to stay the course as we are bombarded by Oconus travel requests or last-minute routing that should have been sent to Major Raker 3 weeks ago. But I'm here to tell everyone in the room that the command team here has every demon's back. They work tirelessly on every single thing that you need in your career, in your personal life to make you successful. Colonel Wallace, Chief, Shirt, you are remarkable individuals, and the 728 deserves no less than you. Thank you. I wanted to mention, because I am recording it and I'm going to send it to her later, Senior Allen isn't here, and many of you know her. If you knew her before she left, I want you to take a moment, think about Senior Allen, and capture everything you remember about her. And then I want you to emulate it in your career. Also, as a note, message her tomorrow because she puts on her 3rd rooftop. A well-deserved promotion to showcase the care that she takes for every single person in this room. Thank you, Senior Allen. Sorry. Now for my presiding officer. My partner in crime, my confidant, the person who allows me to just walk into his office strangely and listen to whatever I've got to ramble about today, Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Sully Sullivan. I'm extremely thankful and proud to have been your operations superintendent. But more specifically, I am grateful for the trust you place in me. Our work together has resulted in some major victories. Some victories are highlighted and some will never be known except for the few individuals that it affected. As your senior non-commissioned officer, I was empowered to drive operations under your vision, while being allowed to provide direct feedback with a truly open door policy. I'm sorry about that. I ask as I step away from my role for something in return, though. I ask that you take my successors, Scar and JJ, and the other senior NCOs that are going to be coming into the operations superintendent's office, and give them the same mentorship, openness, and trust that you gave me. I hope other officers in the room and in the squadron seek your mentorship, and please continue to feed into them. You are one of the best officers that I have ever had the pleasure of serving under. Thank you. Okay. This is the hard part. My family. For the past 20 years would have been vastly different without you. Each of you that are seated here today played critical roles in my development and my decisions. You were there when I came home broken from deployment. You were there when I lost my father. You were there when I didn't know what the next step was going to be. And you were there to allow me to jump the gap. Always there to be a voice on the other end of the phone. Well, unless you're my sister, change your number 8 times and don't tell me what your new number is. And because of you, I stand here on this stage today, retiring as a Master Sergeant of the United States Air Force. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. To my children, attitudes and all, Serenity, Jackie, Levi, you are and always will be the most important part of my life. I am so proud of being your dad. Serenity, my oldest, a carbon copy attitude of her mother, I am proud of the woman that you are. And as you set forth, going to college in 2 weeks, boy, I'm scared. I can't wait to see your determination as you continue to pursue your dreams. And I stand there being the loudest cheerleader possible for everything that you accomplish in your life. Jackie, the middle child, the forgotten one sometimes. As you start your freshman year in high school, I smile seeing how much you care. Your love for others is something that will take you far in life. Regardless of whatever dreams you chase and achieve, keep that. It will drive you. Hey, Levi, I love you. We're not going to talk to him too much. He unleashes the chaos. All right. Finally, and most importantly, my partner, my best friend, Lana. Most people in this world never know how much a military spouse takes on, and yet you made it easy for me. You helped me through the darkest of days, the surgeries, the stressful situations, the deployments, the broken state that I came back in several times. You did all of this while you were caring for our children, keeping our home together, and making sure that when I came back to a home and not just a house. You took on an extreme burden of being my wife, and yet you sit here smiling, almost unfazed, and I'll never understand how you do it. The Lord took great care putting you in my life, and I will take great care to be the best husband that I can be to you. I will spend the rest of my life finding every opportunity to give back to me as we start the next chapter in our life. You are my forever, and I love you. All right, enough feelings and stuff. I actually have that written down. I'm supposed to get off the podium so that we can finish this out. So I'll leave with these words. And I want to show you something. I didn't write any of the words because I couldn't think of what to tell you. So I'll tell you this. Keep going. Don't wait for somebody to tell you what to do. If you know it's the right thing, get it done. Okay? When I came here the first week that I met Jay Rich, and we were starting to talk about the flights and how it used to be the BNCS flights versus whatever it was, we sat down and said, all right, how can we change this? And he goes, we're going to have a squadron offsite in 2 weeks. Nobody knew who I was. And I showed up and I just said, raised my hand after the commander said, anybody's got any inputs? And I said, I do. And I talked to Jay Ridge before that meeting, and we talked about my philosophy. The United States government has the best insurance in the world, so why not just go at it with full throttle? If you hit the wall, we'll replace the vehicle. Okay? Don't do that with the GOV. Okay? This is philosophy, not practice. All right? But to the airmen, be the culture that you want to be. NCOs, enforce the culture that you want to be. Senior NCOs, set the culture that you want to be. And officers, be leaders. Make the hard decisions and be okay with whatever that means. The command team here needs you to be those leaders for your airmen. And then if you don't know where your place is, find out who you can help and find somebody that can help you. Thank you.
We thank you for your dedication and service to our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, you're already standing. We're going to play the Air Force song, and then we're going to see the departure of the official party. This concludes this afternoon's ceremony. On behalf of Lieutenant Colonel Sullivan and Master Sergeant Retired Garrity, thank you for joining us. By request of Sergeant Garrity retired, the commander of the 728th Battle Management Control Squadron has released all members to the supervisors for the weekend. Thank you.